When you start looking into solar panels, the goal is usually pretty straightforward. You want to permanently lower your electric bill and get predictable control over what energy will cost you 10 or 20 years from now. Many homeowners approach this process by treating solar panels like a standard household appliance. They look for the highest number of panels they can get for the absolute lowest quote. The marketing makes it look like a simple plug-and-play installation. But the actual physics of solar power require treating it like a real construction project, dealing with the physical realities of your specific house. Residential solar functions as a permanent, custom-engineered upgrade to your home's infrastructure. It is closer to a structural addition or a full electrical overhaul than it is to a simple product purchase. When you force a generic high panel count system onto an incompatible roof, you end up wasting capital. Long-term returns are secured when the design is built around the property's unique conditions. Two houses of the exact same size can have identical solar systems installed, yet one will generate thousands of dollars more in savings. The hardware is the same. The difference comes down entirely to hidden site conditions. Before you sign a quote, you have to evaluate the actual hurdles your property presents. That means looking at roof age, mapping out usable installation space, and checking your electrical panel's capacity. Achieving the promised savings requires looking past the panel count and assessing how these specific physical and electrical constraints will shape the system's performance. The evaluation starts at the very top of your house. The condition of your existing roof dictates everything else in a solar project. Before selecting hardware, you have to determine how much service life your shingles and decking actually have left. This chart shows the timeline mismatch you want to avoid. You have a long green bar representing solar panels built to produce power for 25 years. Beneath it is a short, decaying orange bar representing a roof with maybe 10 years of life remaining. When that orange timeline runs out and the roof needs replacing, the solar panels must be removed. You will have to pay thousands of dollars in secondary labor costs to take the whole array down, store it, and reinstall it after the roofers leave. If your roof has active leaks, structural issues, or is nearing the end of its warranty, the sequencing is clear. Structural repairs and roof replacements must happen before solar panels are installed. Pausing your solar plans to fix a compromised roof might feel like a setback, but it protects your wallet. Rushing an installation over bad decking often results in much higher long-term costs. A pristine, high-efficiency solar array mounted on a failing roof is a guaranteed financial loss. Your roof's readiness is the primary factor in determining if solar is viable right now. Even if your roof is brand new, its physical geometry matters just as much. There is a common assumption that a large house automatically has room for a massive, highly productive solar array, but gross square footage is very different from optimal power generating area. Just because the roof looks big from the street doesn't mean it can support your energy needs. Look at this overhead blueprint of a standard residential roof. Right now, the entire surface is highlighted in blue, representing the total gross square footage available. But when we apply real-world design constraints, that space shrinks. We have to subtract areas for chimneys, deep valleys, mandatory fire access pathways, and heavy tree shading. Those red zones eat up the blue, leaving only a fraction of the roof as truly usable space. Some installers will try to inflate the total panel count on your quote by cramming panels into those red, suboptimal zones. That hardware will suffer from severe shading and poor angles, dragging down the efficiency of the entire system. High-efficiency panels are most valuable when your usable installation space is heavily constrained. A smaller number of high-output panels will serve you much better than a huge array of cheap panels shoved into the shade. The direction those usable planes face also dictates your production. A south-facing roof section will capture significantly more sunlight over the year than an east or west-facing section, regardless of the wattage printed on the panel. The true energy generation potential of your property is dictated by productive mounting area and orientation, not just the total size of the roof. Once the roof is mapped out, the focus shifts inside the house, specifically to your electrical panel and your daily consumption habits. Designing a system capacity based strictly on your past 12 months of utility bills is a common mistake. This chart shows what happens when you upgrade your home. The low gray bar is your historical baseline usage. The tall blue bar is your projected future load, which will easily outpace a system designed only for the past. That demand spikes the moment you park an electric vehicle in the garage, install a heat pump, or switch to an electric water heater. Proactively accounting for these upcoming lifestyle changes in your system design is the only way to avoid remaining reliant on the utility grid. You also have to check the potential bottleneck in your home's electrical infrastructure. An outdated breaker panel might not have the capacity or the code compliance to let a new solar system safely connect to your house. If you ignore future usage spikes or fail to upgrade old electrical panels, your solar investment becomes only a partial solution, leaving you short of your goal for energy independence. With the roof and the electrical panel sorted, the last piece of the infrastructure is how your home talks to the external utility grid. In a standard grid-tied setup, your home uses solar power as it is generated. When your household demand exceeds what the panels are producing at that exact moment, your home seamlessly pulls the supplemental power from the utility grid. If your primary goal is absolute energy resilience rather than standard cost reduction, you can step up to a battery-backed system as an alternative. When the grid fails, a home battery isolates your house and keeps the power flowing. It stores your excess daytime solar production and actively pushes it to your critical appliances through the blackout. But storage comes with a strict trade-off. You gain true independence during outages and peak pricing hours, but batteries require significantly higher upfront capital and add complexity to the system design. While battery storage offers the ultimate flexibility, standard grid-tied setups remain the most practical and cost-effective starting point for homeowners focused purely on reducing utility bills. To transform a standard house into a highly profitable solar candidate, you must focus on the specific physical constraints of the property. A successful project stands on 4 mandatory pillars: a verified roof condition, unobstructed usable space that captures optimal sunlight, modern electrical capacity, and a future-proofed load design. Generic online solar calculators and fast quote websites cannot accurately assess these constraints. They cannot see the structural integrity of your rafters or the capacity of your breaker box. Bypassing this rigorous evaluation process leads directly to cost overruns and poor system performance. If you are a homeowner in the Columbus area, contact Solar Panel Installation Columbus. Get a customized property-first infrastructure assessment rather than a generic hardware quote. Building your solar strategy around specific property data eliminates financial guesswork and provides a clear path towards decades of predictable energy costs.